Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It is Wednesday, December the 3rd. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, the local market is set to open higher with ASX futures up around 0.25%. Global shares mostly rose overnight while Bitcoin rallied, having slumped in the previous session. On Wall Street, the major indices finished higher, buoyed by gains in tech shares as expectations build of a Federal Reserve interest rate cut next week. Among the mega cap tech stocks, Apple, Nvidia and Microsoft gained, while Intel jumped more than 8%. Boeing shares surged after the aircraft manufacturer forecast higher deliveries for its 737 and 787 jets next year. US listed shares of e-commerce platform Shopify rose as it says merchants achieved a record $14.6 billion in sales over Black Friday and the Cyber Monday weekend, up 27% from last year. However, Procter & Gamble shares fell after the consumer packaged goods company flagged a hit from the US government shutdown. Warner Brothers Discovery climbed on reports that it received a second round of bids, including an offer from Netflix. Carmaker Ford reported a marginal drop in its US car sales in November as sales of its EVs fizzled following the end of tax credits. And crypto stocks, including Strategy and Coinbase, surged as Bitcoin rebounded after its largest dollar loss in more than 4 years the previous session. President Trump has all but given away who will become the next Federal Reserve Chair when introducing White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett at a White House meeting and saying the next chair was present. This despite the president saying he would be announcing his choice to succeed Jerome Powell early next year. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin has warned Europe that it would face swift defeat if it went to war with Russia, and he dismissed European counter-proposals on Ukraine as being absolutely unacceptable to Russia. President Putin met President Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff and son-in-law Jared Kushner in the Kremlin for talks on a possible way to end the conflict. US Treasury yields were mixed after being dragged higher on Monday by an increase in Japanese government bond yields on expectations of an impending rate increase in the country. The yield on the 2-year fell to 3.51%, the 10-year is around 4.1%. And the US dollar regained ground against the yen, recovering from Monday's sell-off. The Aussie dollar is at 65.6 US cents. Oil prices have fallen as markets watch for developments around the Russia-Ukraine peace talks. Brent crude futures lower at $62 a barrel. Copper is down 1%, iron ore up around 1% to $107 a tonne. And gold has fallen more than 1% as investors took profits following a 6-week high in the previous session. Spot gold trading at around $4,200 an ounce. And Bitcoin has rallied around 6% to be above $91,000, but is still down almost 30% since hitting a record in early October. Locally today, we get GDP data for the September quarter with growth of 0.7% expected. And on the corporate front, WiseTech holds its Investor Day. That's your day ahead. See you again tomorrow.